Hey everyone, and welcome back to Python mini tutorial series. So in this session we are going to study about eval function in Python. So let's get started. First of all, let's see what eval function is. So eval function takes a Python string and evaluates it as a Python expression. Now what does that mean? So basically takes a Python string. This means that eval function takes an argument that has to be a string, like let's say a b c d or something, okay, and it evaluates this thing, that is it evaluates this string as a Python expression. Now what does this actually mean? What does a Python expression mean? First of all, so a Python expression is something that is valid in Python and that can return a valid value. For example, something like 2 plus 3, it's a Python expression because it returns what, 5. Now 2, it's also a valid Python expression, it just returns to itself. And like a string abc plus a string def, it also is a valid Python expression because it returns a concatenated string like abc def. So anything, any expression that is valid and that returns something, it will be called as a Python expression, right? So in this case, what eval function will do is take a string and evaluate or interpret that string as a Python expression. So for example, instead of abcd, if I write, let's say, 3 plus 4, so in general, if we just print, let me just show you, if we print 3 plus 4 in the string format, you can see the output as 3 plus 4 because Python is not going to add 3 plus 4 here because it's just a simple string. But if I add eval function around it, you are going to see the magic happening. And see, we got 7. How does that actually work? Even if this is a string, how does Python added 3 and 4, right? So now let's see. First of all, what eval function did here is take this string 3 plus 4, and basically in general way you can understand that it removes these quotes. So how it will be calculated as 3 plus 4? You can understand it like this. If you are having trouble understanding, you can just understand that it removes the double quotation marks from the starting and the ending of the string, and yeah, that's it. So it becomes a Python expression instead of a Python string. And yeah, if obviously there are no double quotes, this will mean 3 plus 4 straight, right? So it will be something like this. So obviously 3 plus 4 will become 7, so the result comes out to be 7. Okay, so this is one way to understand eval function. Now let me show one more thing. So let's say I created a variable called a and stored a value of 4 in it. Okay, now is 4 an expression? Yes, it is. 4 plus 5 an expression? Yes, it is. 4 as a string is an expression? It is, because they all are returning some valid values. Like 4 plus 3 will be 7. 4 as a string will be 4 as a string only. Now, is ABCD is expression or a valid Python expression? No, because we don't know what ABCD is, right? It doesn't return anything. But if we talk about A, is it a valid expression? Yes, because A is a variable that has been already created. So A is actually a Python expression. So just to prove this, let me just say print A, and obviously we will get 4 because the value of A is 4. But now the thing you have to understand is A is actually holding a value 4, and A is a valid Python expression. But if I just change this to A, B, C, D, you will see an error saying name ABCD is not defined, because ABCD is actually not a valid Python expression, right? So now what's the solution to this? So now if I pass ABCD in, let's say, string format, now this is a valid expression, right? ABCD within double quotes is obviously a valid expression because it's just a string, but without double quotes it's not a valid expression. So now if I run this, you can see we got ABCD. Now if I add eval function around it, what do you think is going to happen? First of all, please pause the video and try it yourself. And now I'm going to show you what will happen here. Let's run this and see we got the same error, name ABCD is not defined. So basically it's the magic of eval function again. What eval function does, you can understand, again it removes the double quotation marks, and if we remove double quotes we will be just left with ABCD, and just ABCD means nothing to us, right? Because we haven't created something called ABCD yet. So ABCD is not defined, of course. So in other words, eval function calculated this ABCD string as a ABCD Python expression, and again ABCD does not exist in this context, so we have no idea what ABCD is, so it threw an error here. But in place of ABCD, what if I do A? Let me just do the same thing, print A as a string. Now if I run this, we got A, obviously because A is a string. And obviously if I will do like this, we are going to get the value of A, because this A is not a string, this is a valid Python expression, which is actually a variable holding the value 4. So we got 4 here. Now if I do this string again and use eval, again pause the video and try to predict the output yourself. Let's see what we get. So we got 4 again, even though it's a string. You can see A as a string here, but still we got the value of A. Why did that happen? Again, the eval function treated this A as a string, as a A as Python expression. That's why it took the value of A4 and just printed that out. So in simple terms, or in other words, you can also understand it like this. It just removed this quotation marks and we were left with simple A here. So it was something like this only. So that's why we got 4 here. So I hope this was helpful to you. You got something out of this session about eval function. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to let us know in the comments. And you can also send your doubts as the message in our Facebook page. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.